something subtle but seismic is shifting in global finance. Brazil, one of the BRICS giants, is borrowing billions, but not in dollars, not in euros, in Chinese Yuan, through a financial tool called a Panda Bond. This isn't just about a loan, it's about power, and who controls the rules of that power. For decades, the US dollar ruled the global economy. It was the currency of trust, of trade, of survival. But now Brazil's public debt has soared to over 76% of its GDP. Meanwhile, American interest rates remain elevated, held steady in the 4.25% to 4.5% range, which makes dollar-denominated borrowing more costly for emerging markets like Brazil. That's why President Lula da Silva is turning to the east, to China's domestic bond market, the second largest in the world, now standing at over $21 trillion. It offers emerging economies like Brazil a deep pool of yuan liquidity, one that operates beyond the reach of Western financial influence. That's where Panda Bonds come in. Yuan-denominated debt issued inside China with Beijing's approval. On paper, yuan loans are around 1.5% to 2.5% cheaper than US dollar loans, a significant edge that makes Panda Bonds increasingly attractive to emerging economies. And with China offering faster dispersals and fewer policy strings than the IMF, it's no surprise more developing nations are taking notice. In fact, over 70 countries have borrowed in yuan in just the past year alone. What do you think? Is China becoming the banker of the developing world? Could this shift reshape global financial power forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading everyone. But for Brazil, this is more than economics. It's geopolitical strategy. It's about diversifying influence, protecting sovereignty, and strengthening BRICS's position against Western dominance. Still, cheap money comes with a cost. Just look at countries like Poland and Hungary, early adopters of Panda Bonds. While the funding was welcomed, critics argue these ties have made them more vulnerable to Beijing's strategic influence, especially during sensitive trade negotiations and diplomatic alignments. And here's the real risk. The yuan isn't freely traded, it's controlled tightly by China's central bank. A single adjustment by Beijing could spike Brazil's repayments overnight. Adding to the risk, China's economy is slowing. In 2025, it's projected to grow at just 4.1%, its weakest pace since the 1990s, according to the IMF. That slowdown raises serious questions about Beijing's ability to underwrite a new financial order for the global south. So while Panda Bonds offer short-term relief, they come with long-term uncertainty. But Brazil's move is honestly part of a bigger shift, a silent revolution within BRICS. Behind the scenes, the bloc is building a new financial system, a cross-border digital currency platform, tested through pilots like mBridge, that bypasses SWIFT and replaces it with blockchain-backed currency transfers. If successful, this could, really reshape global trade forever. No more dollar chokehold, no more Washington permissions, and Brazil's Panda Bond? Well, it might be the first real-world test of this new system. Adding fuel to the fire, President Trump, now in his second term, recently accused BRICS nations of being, quote, economic predators. He even floated the idea of a 100% tariff on goods from BRICS members. We don't need Washington's permission, it's clear, Brazil is not bluffing. So, is this financial innovation or a geopolitical gamble? Brazil stands to gain access to cheaper capital, increased leverage within BRICS, and protection from dollar volatility. But it may also be accepting China's silent conditions, kind of trading one dependency for another. And when influence is wielded through currency instead of armies, even bonds can become chains. The dollar's global reserve share has already dipped below 58%, its lowest point since the euro was introduced. And across BRICS capitals, talks of launching a new currency system are already underway. So, what do you think? Is this financial freedom or just a new form of control? Drop your take in the comments. We're listening. And if you want more deep dives into the power games shaping our world, hit that subscribe button, because what's unfolding now isn't just about economics, it's the front line of a new financial Cold War.